really moving, we all on the road. So where was y'all niggas when they called me cold? I've been wanting this shit since 10 years old. I'ma be after this shit till I'm dead and gone. I've been chasing this dream so long.
It's that nigga Wop Wop, Mr Serv-On, Mr Wop Wop, KLC on the beat is Mr Wop. I'm a nerd in the tank nigga, what? Acting bad, blowing dank nigga, wanna war, get stank nigga, we ain't die cause we ain't nigga, I'm a nerd in the tank nigga, what? Acting bad, blowing dank nigga, you wanna war, get stank nigga, we ain't die cause we ain't nigga.
Let's be realistic, if I slap the fuck out you, what you talk about it? Better yet, if I come to your motherfucking house, fuck your wife, piss on your grass, kick your dog, would you cry about it? No doubt about it, nigga, I'm a fucking soldier. If one of us die, nigga, we roll a body over, kiss and take and pray to the motherfucking ghetto saint. Be afraid to die, bitch, I can't. Put a pistol to my head, why the fuck should I be scared? I'm homeless.
Terror Squad, no limit. You know you done fucked up, right? Punk, SCRV, nigga. What up, huh? Nigga, what?
From NY to NO. Motherfucker, biggest size, my motherfucking plaque, nigga, this for sure. Y'all don't know, nigga, Pun represent Terror Squad, I represent the tank. Y'all need to go through the drive-thru, nigga, y'all small change, nigga, we got the fucking bank. Nigga, XP, have I ever broke rank? Nigga, I can't. Nigga, I come to you motherfucking town, slap the fuck out you, nigga, and show you put a tank on your chest. Who the fuck you playing with, nigga? Why the fuck y'all scared me? See the tank around my neck. Nigga, what you wanna do, nigga? I stay rowdy. Nigga, how the fuck y'all gonna talk about y'all body? Y'all don't know me, that's why y'all can't fuck with me. I was born not to lose, and how the fuck is going in between this bitch? I choose, nigga, let's play a game of Family Feud. 1, never say my real name. 2, how the fuck you gon' box with a motherfucker like me when you can't take pain? 3, it ain't none. That's why I'm fucking with Pun. Nigga try to get my motherfucking money and get the fucking job done.
Big Star with the big guns.
Serv-On, get your Serv-On.
New York to New Orleans. Shit is doper than morphine. Hit the streets getting more cream, making on the whole screen. Big Star with the big guns.
Serv-On, get your Swerve-On.
New York to New Orleans. Shit is doper than morphine, making all of the whole screen. Ain't nothing but the hardcore created inside of my laboratory. Why I keep all the raw shit stored in separate corridors. Songs ripping the art of war. Symphonies by Molly Moore. We got it all, Paul. The squad follows the protocol. Speaking the protocol, I'm the protocol. When you going to war, cause my death count amount them raw overall. So throw the ball. You can't handle the rock. I'm slanting your block. If you just hand me the Glock, I'm into the rock like Enro. Lock like window. Pop up when you block in the drop top limo. What's the problem? Throw some Espanol in it, nigga stuttering his pun. Nut, no limit, scared to death. You ain't got no hair in your chest. My shit is Chuck Norris. Look like two bears having sex. That's a lot of hair. Like Samson, I generate my power there. You out of here. Worse than Raul with 200 bottles of beer. It ain't fair. Whoever said life was sweet, your right for the cheek. Everything was nice in the street. Advice for the weak. Grab the biggest bottles of pills on the shelf and swallow the motherfuckers, cause you better off killing yourself. Big Star with the big guns.
Serv-On, get your Serv-On.
New York to New Orleans. Shit is doper than morphine. Hit the streets getting more cream, making on the whole screen. Big Star with the big guns.
Serv-On, get your Swerve-On.
New York to New Orleans. Shit is doper than morphine, making all of the whole screen.
Shit, nigga, I had to come motherfucking 2,000 miles just to make you bitch ass niggas understand. Terror Squad, no limit. Real shit, nigga. Soldiers, players. This nigga here, I got the biggest motherfucking man on the coast, nigga. Pun, nigga. You fuck a lot, I blast a lot. Put that together, nigga. Ain't nothing but money, baby. Ain't nothing but money and fear, you bunch of bitches. Bitch ass niggas out there. Craig B, take me up out this motherfucker.
This is a historic interview at the end of the day, man. You always been a legend in my eyes at the end of the day, bro. So it's definitely a pleasure with having you on the platform.
Oh man, it's an honor, man. Yeah, I can hear you, man. It's an honor. You can hear me?
I definitely can hear you. I just making sure a sound check, make sure we good.
Oh yeah, we good, man. It's an honor, man. It's an honor to be on here, man. Anyone that you know feels that respect for what I've done, and you know what I'm saying, I respect them just as much back. And you being a young black man doing what you're doing right now, and having your show like this, man, I bow to you. I'm humbled, man, because you could be out here doing the wrong things, man, but you making a platform for young guys and even guys like myself that had my time to come on, man. So, you the one should take a bow, man, and pat yourself on the back, young man.
Well, I definitely take that. You know, and I'm going to run with that. With that being said, you know, if they don't know, they should know already. But if you could go ahead and introduce yourself to the platform, brother.
Yeah, man. I'm Mr. Serv-On, of course, from New Orleans, Louisiana, platinum rap artist, man, from the historic No Limit Records. You know, I'm the Master P, man. You know, like I always tell everybody, at the end of the day, I'm just my mama's baby boy, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but outside of that, man, I've done my thing out there, man. You know, in this thing of ours, this music, this rap industry. You know, I'm somebody. You know, when it wasn't streams, man. You know, I had a #1 album, #5 album. #1 album had the late great, you know, arguably top 5 best rappers ever, man. Big Pun. You know, I was honored to
Mm,
work with him and of course all my brothers and sisters at No Limit who are all gold and platinum artists. You know, so and you know I got songs with Brother Lynch Hung, another legend. You know, so I've done a
mm.
lot, man, in my time within this game, man. So, you know, that's me.
That's real. And that's definitely a official right there. How did you start off rapping?
Honestly, man, you know, when I was in high school, um, we had our rap hero Gregory D, who was the first to go out national, man. New Orleans. People talk about No Limit and Cash Money, but there was a New Orleans rap scene way, you know, before us, and Cash Money was in it early, but even before them. And Gregory D used to be rapping at the high school dances and stuff like that. And me and a friend of mine, Frank Jackson, you know, we used to get together and try to I go back to the double cassette radios, man, the boom boxes. And so, you
Mm,
know, we used to write our raps, man, and hoping one day, you know, we'll get our chance. And, and going to school, playing basketball, that faded away. And I end up, you know, in college for basketball, got in trouble, ended up in the military and went back to basketball. But I had a friend of mine named Champ. He's a coach in Houston right now. And you know he would just make drill me with it, man, teaching me, you know, how to do my thing. And then being on the East Coast and Virginia, you know, you had New York guys rapping, and I had New York friends, my dude Raul Bennyfield and all them, you know, from Far Rockaway. They used to bring me up there and you know and catch these New York artists, and I'll freestyle and do my thing, and you know, and I handle my business. And then when we finish, they'd be like, "Where you from?" I'm like, "I'm from New Orleans," and they'd be like, "Oh, that's Murder and Mardi Gras, man. Y'all ain't no rappers." And that right
mm,
there, that fueled me, you know, to a point where I was like, "All right, I'll be back, New York. I promise you, I'll be back." And that was one of the main reasons we shot the Big Pun song NYDNO in New York, because you know I wanted them to see, you know, I was gonna come back, and I came back with the best team, you know. So,
mm,
and a friend of mine's, Corey Dutton, who was from Louisville, he would be going in the studio, and in those studios, I would see Tretch from Minority by Nature going in and out, and Jay-Z was out there, you know, you know, at that time with the Hawaiian Sophie thing right before Dead Presidents. I would see him in and out the studio, you know, and they didn't know me, you know what I mean? You know, from them, I was just this dude from New Orleans that they didn't even know I was in the military, that was hustling, because I was hustling while I was in the military, which later on, you know, I ended up getting put out the military and doing a year and a half, you know, fed time and stuff like that. And, you know, all during that time I was writing and planning. When I come home, you know, I wanted to rap. And that was the beginning of it, you know, for me, for starting to rap.
mm. So, what was the first song that you officially laid down when you started your
Well,
rap career?
when I got with KLC, heads by the, you know, head of Beats by the Pound, multi platinum Beats by the Pound, and Craig B, who did Ain't My Fault, you know, he's known for that, and he's known for so much more. For the Beats by the Pound, I was with Craig B, and then got with KL, and me and Craig B did a song or two. One that first we did, me and KL, was called "Gotta Get My Serve On." And that was one that was just getting hot, like real hot on the Parkway where he was from, you know, the legendary Parkway in New Orleans. And you know that, you know, we actually was going to Jack the Rappers to give that song and meet with Jermaine Dupri. You know, we was going to meet
Mm,
Jermaine Dupri, where we ended up meeting P, and didn't know he had a label, because I knew him from growing up under him and following him around playing basketball. And me and C Murder, Corey and Corey, because both our names is Corey, you know, so
there's
you know, we hung deep and stuff like that, and that was the beginning. But Gotta Get My
mm,
Serve On was, and KL, actually, me and KL just talked. and he's about to redo that whole beat. Got to get my serve on, because I remember the lyrics, and we're gonna bring back that whole, because he's not redoing. He has everything to make the beat the same way again, and so I want to bring back my very first song that I did. You know what I'm
That's gonna be
saying? And
hard.
so yeah, and then the song on West Coast Bad Boys, "Fuck a Dead Man." Everybody been asking for the whole song because it was just a commercial. So now we about to finish that whole song too, man. So we gonna bring back a lot.
That's real, and I think a lot of the fans is waiting for all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a big fan base, you know, and it just
Yeah,
shows the type of music that you had. That you can make music from all the
yeah,
way back then to 2021, where you still relevant in the rap game. So that speaks volume,
yeah.
you know, for you. You
And
know, at
and
the
and the
end of the
fans
day.
and you know the funny thing, man, I never say fans, right? I say
Mm,
family. I say family.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because without people that loved our songs, I mean our music, and supporting, they supported us like family should. You know, to give us a
Mm,
life and give us a name, give me a legacy that my kids gonna forever know, you know, who their dad
mm,
is. And so I feel like they deserve it. At this point in my career, anybody from my time should go ahead on and give them music, because they stayed strong with us. They were there before us, before the houses, the cars, the money, and everything, man. So, you know, I want to bring back stuff that people ask me for, like, yo, you know, we want to hear the whole "Fuck a Dead Man" song. You know, we want to hear your first stuff that nobody, you know, got to hear. We want to hear how you sounded on About It beat, you know, because originally that was my beat that we gave to P. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
So, you know, I mean, you know, so I think you know, the family, the supporters, they deserve that. So I'm enjoying, man, getting back and putting things out, and then finally opening up the vault of all the unreleased songs that I have had over the years that I wasn't going to release. I was going to leave them for my kids. So when I'm gone, put this out, and y'all going to hear the times, you know, because I did music over the years. Everything that was going on, I rapped about it, but I never put it out. And I was on some almost like Prince thing, like, okay, when God finally take me, this gonna be for my son to give them, and then they'll hear what I think and what I was thinking at that time and what was going on. So, but now we gonna start releasing everything, man, and just enjoy it, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, enjoy the blessing of having people that cared enough to say, I'm gonna spend my $17 on you. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And that mean a lot to me, man.
That's real. That's real. How did you get the name Mr. Serv-On?
Well, you know, it's so funny, man. You're a good interviewer, man, because you know you need to go play the lottery, bro, because you're hitting on some points. I was on the phone with KL last night, laughing and joking as we usually do. You know, we talk business, but then we talk about stuff, and we were talking about my names, and so I'm about to reveal. Some people know the one name I had was C Rock. You know, Corey, and
Mm.
it was from, yeah, C Rock. That was one name,
Okay.
and then I changed it. Oh man, I'm about to say this, and I know they're gonna mess with me. I changed it to Rough and Smooth, right? So that was another
Eh.
name, right? And I did the song. I got my get my serve on, and you know he's no longer here. God bless his soul. One of the greatest people, man. Best heart, man. A guy, Big Mo. And the song was getting hot,
Mm.
so they would see me and say, "Man, what's up, Serv-On?" And so, you know, so Mo would always be like, "Serv-On, Serv-On." And so we changed it to that. And when I got the P found out how much I idolized Scarface. And that's when Scarface was moving away from rap into being a president of Def Jam South. When he had, you know, because a lot of people don't know, he the one put
Hmm.
Ludacris on. And
That's right.
so he called, P was like, "Man, you're going to be the new Mister. We're going to put Mister in front of Serv-On. So it's going to be Mr Serv-On." So yeah, man, I went from C Rock to Rough and Smooth to
Mm.
Serv-On, then to Mr Serv-On.
That's real. That's real, and that's
Yeah.
exclusive. Right there, 'cause a lot of, like you said, a lot of people don't know that. That's
Yeah.
history right there.
And
So, do
Serv,
you have any?
hmm
Oh, go ahead. Go
no,
ahead.
and Serv-On is an acronym. You know, it has an acronym. You know, Serv-On means surviving every rugged vendetta enslaved on niggas. You know what I'm saying? As I got older,
Mm.
I understood, you know, because the Serv-On back then with that name was,
Right.
you know, and I'm not proud to say it, you know, I kind of ran, you know, I did the street thing and served time for it. And I was told by somebody, if you're gonna go to jail for white collar. And so, you know, which was still a dumb idea going to jail. But at one time, the Serv-On really came from, you know, I ran one of the biggest credit card and checks things in the city of New Orleans. We, you know, the way we did it, man, we the reason they start checking IDs when you had to write a check, you know, and so that's why I did the song "Gotta Get My Serve On," you know, and so, you know what I mean, so that's and then once I got older, you know, within the rap game, you know, just start really getting into it, and I start understanding that, you know, I'm waking up a little bit, and serve on shouldn't mean something negative, it should mean something positive. So, you know, I broke it down and start getting more aware of life. And that's where the surviving every rugged vendetta enslaved on niggas.
That's deep right there. That's definitely deep. And I like that acronym. I like
Yeah,
that right
definitely.
there. Yeah, definitely. So when you met Master P, how did that process go? You know, was it the first time you met him? He heard you rap. He say, "Look, man, you gotta get on the squad," or
Well,
like what was the process?
he was actually doing Down South Hustlers, and he was coming back to New Orleans anyway. But I met him doing the Jack the Rappers in between Luke Skywalker and Death Row Records fighting. See, people don't know one of the biggest beefs at one time was Luke Skywalker Records and Death Row. And so we end up going eat, me, him, and Kel, and C Murder and Silk. And I gave him the cassette with "Gotta Get My Serv-On" cassette. You know, that's how far I go back. And he next thing I know, look, about a month or two later, we look up and he doing West Coast Bad Boys, and he got a video called "Gotta Get My Serv-On," and I'm like, no, he didn't. You know, and I called him. He said, well, I was gonna call you anyway. I was coming to get you. He said, man, look, won't you come up here? I'm about to do this Down South Hustlers. You know, pay you $2,500 to do a song. Now, mind you, I had money, you know, and I was doing what I was doing. But one thing he told me, he said, I got $2,500 legal. He said, when you start getting legal money, you're going to start doing more, you know, and doing better in life, and better things going to come to you. He said, man, get away from all that. And I remember, you know, I always tell people, I think, you know, for me, he saved my life in so many ways, because when I told you I was running what I was running, you know, as some people who I kind of crossed, who information I shouldn't have touched. You know what I'm saying? These are people that could touch you anywhere. And, you know, they came to my mom's house at 5 in the morning looking for me, and, you know, and everything. And, you know, we was ready to deal with it. However, we had to deal with it, you know, and my dudes was like, and my brother was like, we got mine, bro. Go do your music thing, you know, get away for a minute till all this die down. And I called P, and I told him the situation. He was like, just make it till the morning, man, and I got you. And I ended up going to the airport and spending the night in the airport, and that was, the rest was history. And when I got up there, he had the No Limit jacket, the tank, and he had the $2,500. And then we did an extra song, gave me another 25, you know, and I sent it home, man, and the rest is history.
That is history, because you know y'all made history. So is there anything? What are some of the key things that you learned from being around Master P?
First of all, you'll get sleep when you're dead. You know what I'm saying? Opportunities don't come every day. You know what I'm saying? And you got to work harder. And then you never, never, never. One thing that he showed me, I don't care what you say or how I sound or how I rap or how I dress or how I look. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to outwork you. You're not going to judge whether I'm going to be a star or not, or I'm going to win in this game. And then, you know, because I was somebody that I like going out to the clubs and kick it and doing things or whatever. I wasn't no by the bar, because I didn't even drink, man. I didn't even smoke weed, none of that. I was an athlete, but I used to like still going out with my dudes, kicking it and doing our thing. And he taught me something like, man, you got a choice. You can be the dude that get paid 30 grand to come in the club and perform, right? And you're going to make 30 grand. You might make 20 because you got your people around you, your manager, all that other stuff, right? He said, oh, you could be the dude that own the club that make 300,000 off the guy you paid 30,000 to perform. He said, the guy that owned the club is the guy already been putting in the work when everybody else was partying. He said he
Mm.
counting 300,000 from making from paying you 30,000, and he counting 300,000 while you partying, and he thinking about the next artist he gonna bring in to make 300 off. And so he taught me that, like, and the you know, you got time to party, you know, and he always was like, if we do what we got to do and get where we got to go, you can buy the club, you can buy the party, it's gonna be there. People gonna pay you to party, you know, if that's what you want to do, you know. And so, and he was relentless, you know, and he, you know, he had me with him, he had C Murder with him, he had all of us with him. But sometimes, you know, some of us would go, and the dude didn't get sleep, man. I remember being in studio till 4, 5 in the morning with him. And then I learned the streets of Oakland and, you know, in Hayward where we were living at. And I dropped him off, and he was like, he sat on the bed and he said, come back and get me at 7:30. I'm like, man, dude, he ain't gonna be up, man. You got 2 hours of sleep. He laid back on the bed. I came at 8:30. He was mad as shit, right? I woke him up.
Mm.
He set up. He said, I told you come here and get me at 7:30. And here, I'm tired. This dude going at it all day, going from store to store, picking up money, dropping off CDs, going to the mailbox, sending off product and merchandise, picking up money and picking up merchandise. And then, bam, we hit the studio all over again. And I'm just like, and like he told me, man, look, the body need 2 hours of sleep. That's all it need. He said, why, you know,
Mm.
and we watched one day when Puffy and Nas, I never forget, they shot this $1 million video and they had the tigers in the cage. We all looking like, damn, right? And he was like, why they partying? I bet you we pass them up. I guarantee they gonna look to us soon. We gonna outwork them. And that's what he taught me, man, to work ethic. And he taught me to don't be afraid to think out the box. For any artists out there listening, put that song out. You know, do something different on your promotion and your brand, and don't worry about what people gonna think. You know, as long as you're not disrespecting yourself as a man or your family, but go for it and stick with it, no matter what. If your homies don't listen to it, that don't mean 3 million people in Russia not gonna listen to it. And that was his
Mm.
concept.
That's real, and that, I mean, that definitely worked for him. Did you know at that point in time, or back in them days, that y'all would be so big? Like,
To
did you
be,
ever see that
I
in the
mean,
future?
you know what? I saw it. You know, we knew we had the music. You know, we knew we had the work ethic, and I saw in the Bay some of the hate. And one thing I learned, man, when people have hate for you and you haven't done them anything, you doing what they can't do and what they can't reach. Not all of the Bay. You had, you know what I'm saying, the E40s who I met, who I'm grateful for my career also, you know, because he told P after he heard Fucker dead, man, you better put him on, man. You know, and
Mm.
I respect that so much. But I saw, you know, like, man, they really hate this dude, but they wouldn't fuck with him. That's number one. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and then I remember, you know, we did a show in Cleveland, one of our first biggest shows, and 17,000 people in Gun Arena with Scarface and West Side Connection. So I'm amazed to see, man, Q, man, I had his post on my wall. And they doing, you know, we did our thing. We rocked it. And right then and there was that moment, man, that movie music moment, you know, because now they performing and you hear people still saying no limit, no limit. And we, you know, you just standing there like, we here, you know, it's happening. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but he kept us so grounded. You know, me and KL was just talking about this. All these years later, I finally realized how big we really were, because we worked
Mm.
so hard. And, you know, and we always consider ourselves regular peoples. We, no disrespect to Cash Money, you know, that all brethren, that's brothers, that's for city love.
That's
But
all Cash Money.
we wasn't stunners. You know what I'm saying? We didn't do all of that, man. We went, we came, we took care of business, we came home around our family, you know, and got back to work. So we never really understood, because we didn't give us time to understand, like, yo, we the top in this business, until now, when you got the internet and people like, yo, you a legend. And I'm like, me? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and you know, because, you know, it wasn't saying taking it for granted. We just worked, bro. And it was business. You know what I'm saying? We had a purpose. You know, for me, it was a bigger purpose, because I remember being told what I was told in New York. I remember when Andre 3000 got booed, at the Source Awards.
Mm,
Something I will never forget, that, you know what, they gonna pay a price. The whole
mm.
East Coast, the whole rap game gonna pay a price. We gonna take from them what, you know what I'm saying, that they
That's
hold
right.
dearly. The South gonna take it. You know, when you booed, arguably for me, one of the best rappers ever, and you booed him and he said the
Mm,
South got something to say, everybody in the South, including us, we went at it. It was just like, now we won't be denied, and we gonna take it. We gonna outwork you, and we gonna take everything. And those were the moments that made me understand, like, yo, it's possible.
mm. So what was the pinnacle of your career? That what do you feel like was the pinnacle of your career?
Might sound crazy, man. You know, having a #1 album in the world replace R. Kelly, and I know people might say R. Kelly, but you know, outside of his indiscretions and whatever going on, God, you know, protect,
Mm-hmm.
and I pray for him. Hope he get his mind right in life and whatever going on with him. But he's arguably one of the most talented, greatest ever. Anytime you write a song for
That's right.
Michael Jackson, biggest song, you got to be that. I replaced him and Erica Badu, no, Lauryn Hill at #1. That meant a lot. And then I did
Mm,
something that rappers didn't do. I was on the R&B and pop charts #22. And so
mm,
people might say that gotta be your biggest accomplishment. My biggest accomplishment came in two ways. To me, that made me
mm.
like the pinnacle, right?
Okay.
When Scarface, I walked up to him and I said, man, he might not know who I am. I'm just gonna say hello to him. I'm like, how you doing, man? He said, Serv-On. For me, for him in LL, when I met him, brief moment, he was like, Mr. Serv-On. And I'm like, those two, they are God to me. And
Mm,
when they knew my name without me introducing it, that's when I knew. I'm like, yo, I did it. I did it.
mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
some people might say, oh man, the #1 album and meeting certain, you know, but for them, the two people that I put myself aside, who I studied, who I wanted to be like, you know, with the female songs and my body and taking care of myself, LL, and that rapping and that arrogance that he had, and Scarface, the dark side, the pain, the struggle. I understood him and I felt like he spoke to me. You know what I'm saying? And those two people knowing who I was, that was the pinnacle for me. I'm like, I'm somebody. You know, even though I teach young black men, you are somebody from the day you come into this world. You know, but coming
Mm,
from where we all come from as black men in the inner city, we told we nothing. We showed that we're nothing by so many. So you look for that moment. And that moment for me, no matter the houses, the cars and the accolades and stuff like that, when those two knew who I was, that was it, bro. That was it.
mm, that's real. That's real. Have you ever got to express that to Scarface or LL Cool J?
No, I never got to, man. I mean, you know, like I've saw Face, you know, after that, you know, and it was, you know, in passing, man, and when he took sick with COVID, man, he was going through, and it was one of the moments like I'm praying for him, and then I'm like, please don't go nowhere. I have to tell you, like I have to let
Mm,
you know, like you made me know I was somebody. You know what I'm saying? And even to tell L, like, your name is James Child Smith. My name is Edward Corey Smith. You know,
mm,
everything, I wore my pants leg up, man. I worked out, kept my body right. I had a girlfriend that broke up with me because I rap I'm bad at her brother's party. And she said I
mm.
embarrassed her. You know, I loved L that much. I put myself out there, you know, but you know how life go, man. What, years later when No Limit broke, you know, her husband was a fan of mine's, and she had to stand there and take a picture with me and her husband, you know, because he wanted to take a
Wow.
picture with me. So, and that's just a story that for young people out there, like, don't give up, no matter what. I
Mm,
had dudes tell me that love me, you know, man, shut up, man. You play ball, man, with all that rap and stuff, man. Nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? But I had one or two of my friends that was like, man, let me hit something. Man, go get it. What you doing? Don't ever give up, no matter who look down upon you. I don't care if you want to sell popsicle sticks. You feel what I'm saying? Do it. Go for it. You know what I'm saying? Get a world of best popsicle sticks you can give them, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nothing or nobody discourage you from what you want. You know, and I live by a motto, man, that, you know, that says, never be afraid to be great. It's your right and it's your destiny. You know what I'm saying? You are your only competition in this life, man. And I had to learn that, you know, through the ups and downs and being told like, you know, I'm dumb for doing this and whatever. And now what?
Mm,
Most of them, I'm that story. I'm that man. You know, I know Serv-On. You know, that's my dude. I know Corey, the real. You know, I know his real name. Same people that laughed at me.
mm,
You know, so that's just a lesson for everybody out there, man. Don't ever, 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 you know what I'm saying, let no one stop you from being who you need to be.
mm. That's real. That's definitely real. So, now we spoke about the pinnacle. So now let's speak about when exactly did you um stop dealing with No Limit? Like, how did that come about? Like, what happened exactly? Because a lot of people don't know,
Mm-hmm.
what happened. You know, we just start like the
Yeah.
public. We just started seeing
Yeah.
different artists
Yeah.
falling away from the
Yeah.
roster.
I mean, it's never no stopping. There's blood in, blood out to the casket
Mm,
drop. That's TRU, blood in, blood out forever. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, what happened was, to be totally honest, a lot of people felt like other people had, you know, whatever their issues was, money wise. You know, for me, I got caught in the middle once him and KL, you know, had whatever disagreement, which really wasn't a disagreement. It was just such a miscommunication with other people in the middle. And, you know, so I kind of start feeling funny in that. But then it was an excuse for me. I was burnt out.
mm,
You know, I never was somebody that loved the fame. I love the music. I love the people, you know, and the creativity of it. And I start realizing I never was there for my kids, man, as far as being there for their first steps. I never saw none of my kids take their first steps. We was always gone. You know, I wanted to be a better father. I wanted to try to make things right with my family. You know, I was burnt out, man. So I used that as more of an excuse to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to be caught in the middle of this, man, and I'm gonna just step away. And, you know, and then I end up after a while, you know, getting a deal with Selecto Hits, you know, because I turned in a third album and No Limit and nobody got to hear it, you know, so I wanted to at least give them something, but it was never no beef. It wasn't about money. I mean, when you young, all of us was young, even P, you know, okay, it might not have been every dollar that was supposed to be this, that, and that, and that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm gonna never sit here and say, you know what, this dude didn't give me a life, man. He didn't give,
that's
you know,
right.
he didn't put me in a position, you know, because I mean, everybody gonna have their gripes, and when they get old and understand, oh, I was supposed to have 3 million and I only got one.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? But one thing I was taught by him and taught by my brother, you know what I'm saying? Look, what's meant for you was gonna be given to you, or you was gonna earn it. You know what I'm saying? And if you didn't get it then, you know what I'm saying? You can't cry over it. You can't be mad at it. You know what I'm saying? And if someone did you wrong by not paying you or giving you what they needed to give you, you know what I'm saying? That's on their conscience. That's on life. They'll deal with that in time or at their last day or
mm,
whatever, whatnot. And for me and P, it was never about money, man. You know, I love being around, bro. You know what I'm saying? I love learning from him and watching him win. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, it was always bittersweet of not being there, but it was always still linked, because no matter if I wasn't there, you know what I'm saying? If you had an issue with him, you still had an issue with me. Period.
mm,
Period. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and we never had beef. We never, you know, we never exchanged no bad words, even still to this day. When I told him, hey man, I you know, I want to step away or whatever, you know, and things like that. And he was like, look, you know, if that's what you want to do, I respect it, bro. That's what you want to go do. You know, shit crazy out there, but you know what I'm saying? Look, go ahead, do what you got to do. I respect it. And we didn't have like, you know, because we were men. You know, we were real men. We didn't, you know, you're not going to have all that, okay, he can't leave, he's scared, and this one can't do this and can't do that because these dudes going to get this and that. No Limit was men. You know what I'm saying? We dealt with each other as men. We loved each other like brothers. We did everything together. You know what I'm saying? We protected each other. We cared about each other family. But if we had issues, you put them gloves on and you settle that
mm.
issue like a man. So all of us at one point in time had to man up. So we were men, and New Orleans is a different world, man. I mean, in New Orleans, beef. When I watch today and watch the rappers and all their little beefs and all the stuff they do, I kind of like be like, damn, did he really say that or do that? Because from my era and where I'm from, homie, beef is dead. Ain't no a couple of shots and you make it. Beef is dead. So we all knew the consequences of those situations. So, we tread water carefully, not fear, out of, I know what I'm going to have to do. So let's see if we can work this out and figure this out. Because I know what you're going to have to do, with me. You know what I'm saying? So we never had that, man. Me and P never had beef. We never exchanged a bad word, period. Of course, you have the disagreements and arguments and whatever, here and there. And, we men, we whatever. But when, leaving from there, never. I never said anything about him on a song, because one thing he taught me, real men don't rap about other men on records. You got an issue, when I see you, let's holler. So I never went that route. I mean, people will try to, oh man, he said this about you. I'm not gonna even go there. It might be out of pain or out of hurt, but he lived by a rule also, man. And that's my bro. We didn't
That's
speak for
real.
we didn't speak for years. Like, not because we
Wow.
hated each other, we just didn't run across each other
Right.
and whatever. But when we finally saw each other, what up, bro? You know what I'm saying? It's love, and it's gonna always be like that. Even if today he decided, you know what, I hate you, sir. Bro, I'm not gonna even go there with you. It ain't fair, never ever. But now I love you too much, and what you did for me and my family, go ahead, bro. You can have that. I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So now that's the
That's
gist
real.
of that.
That's right. That's real, bro. So how did when Big Pun, when he passed away, and rest in peace to him, because
Yeah,
he's an
definitely.
icon, a
Yeah.
legend, definitely. But how
hmm
did that affect you?
It hurt because I was his last video that he ever done. And when he left from
Wow.
doing my video, he went down, I think, to somewhere down in the Carolinas to a weight loss center, and things like that. And when that happened, it hit me real deep, because I saw the goodness in this guy. I watched, people don't know his foot was broken, and it was like 20 degrees, 10 degrees in New York in Times Square. He was still out there. He wasn't whiny, I can't make it, I'm not going to be there. Tell my manager to tell y'all. No, he was there, and he just was a good dude, man. And when someone died from how he died, definitely because of the weight, something that could have been, you know,
Prevent or worked
prevented.
on or something
And
like
I'm
that.
like, the
Yeah.
world and his family, the music industry, yes, but his family, his wife, his kids, they lost their father for something. That's like, I feel like with COVID right now, you losing people, and I'm like this is the way
Mm,
we're gonna die, like this. You know what I'm saying? And
mm,
I felt that way with him, like it was just still unbelievable. And we had just established that relationship, because it was more than just a song. And I established a relationship with Fat Joe, who, when I touched
mm.
New York, he held me down both times. They got some rappers that say they're real ones.
That's right.
They got a few that are real ones, and he fall
Mm,
in line with that realness. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of hurt, man. And I love Terror Squad. When I got to meet all of them, man, I saw future business, and just future friendships. And so,
that's
I
right.
mean, that hit me hard, man.
Definitely. I hit the world, the rap world hard.
Yeah,
He had so many fans. Like he
man.
really did. He was
Yeah,
an awesome guy.
anytime we lose, I call it a fraternity, man. This thing of ours. Anytime we lose one of our brothers or sisters in this fraternity, it hurt. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because we fight hard to get somewhere, to be somewhere. People just hear the music. They don't know the trials and
Mm,
tribulations we go through. They don't know the nights where our family, like, oh, I know you're doing your music, but we need Pampers, or you need this, you need that. And you like, man, I could go to them streets and get it, but I'm so close. They don't know the mental things we go through, where when you take and you become a name in this industry, you no longer own your life. You know, I've had guys that got upset if I didn't want to take a picture. It wasn't that I didn't want to. It was like, I'm eating with my family. Give me a minute. You
That's
know, and
right.
then disrespect me. I buy your music. Even now, even on social media, man, you should appreciate the fact that I'm asking about your albums. You can't respond back. These are things we deal with. You know, we deal with so much. People say, oh, man, y'all get money. Y'all do this and that. Nah, you don't understand. Like I said, my kids never saw me take that. I never saw them take their first steps. You know, I miss graduations, man. I miss first days of kindergarten. You know, to do this and give music that everybody out there gonna like. You know what I'm saying? It was like I chose the supporters, the fans, the family out there before I chose my family. So a lot of us go through a lot of things, man, as rap artists, man. And then when we make it, you know what I'm saying? It's like when we finally make it, it's on the sense of saying like, man, I did it. But then it's like people have their issues with you. You know, okay, I'm harder than you, so I don't like you. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Oh,
right.
you didn't come from where I come from, so you ain't real. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and then all that to see rappers go through so much to make it to the top, like the little kid, what's his name, Pop Smoke. This dude was
Yeah.
just there. He just got on fire, gone. King Von,
Mm.
King Von, which hit me deeply, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, never met the kid, but I was getting into his music, and I'm sitting back, and the thing I saw most of all, I saw his kids. You know what I'm saying? Mo3, who I knew of in Dallas, who my boys used to
Mm.
tell me about him and liked his music. I saw his kids. You know what I'm saying? Because when it all
Mm.
boiled down, man, Pac said it best. You know, when all the lights and screams scatter, only our dreams matter. That's all we start off as. We just dream. I want the world to know about my block. I want the world to know about my struggle. I want the world to know about me, man. I want my city to be on. We just dreamers. So when we die because of music, because of music, man, music's supposed to be the time of your life. And when you see young dudes die because of social media and this one he hard or that one and it's like and watching somebody like King Von who now put out that album and the kid was right there. It was his time.
Mm-hmm.
And people say,
That's
well,
right.
you gonna die how you live. No, it don't have to necessarily happen like that. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm.
know plenty gangsters that have laid plenty people down, but as time went on in their life, they changed their life and say, let God be my judge and doing things right. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
if that's the way it happened, then okay, it's gonna happen. But people, it hurts, bro, to see any artist, whether it's Pun dying of what he died of, or watching somebody like King Von die like that, or Mo3 die like that, Pop Smoke die like that. Soldier
Mm.
Slim, God rest the dead, my heart died like that. And most of the
Mm.
time you die from somebody that's in a rap game, a rapper died from somebody that listened to his music. Think about
Mm.
that. I want you to really think about that. How they know who he is. How they even feel
That's
like
right.
they got issues with him. They
Mm.
listen to his music. That be the
Mm.
one that kill you.
That's
And,
real.
and so for me, when that happens, this thing of ours, this fraternity of ours, it hurt. It hits
Mm.
deeply, man, because I want all them young brothers to see what I saw. And
That's right.
King Vons and all them, they had yet to tour, to get out there and really feel like, yo, I made it. I made it, man.
Mm.
Look at this, man. I'm looking out. Every city is 20, 30,000 people. They know my words, my lyrics, word for word. Those lyrics meant something to me, but look what it means to them. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And like somebody just put even Nipsey. That hurt deeply because he was such a good soul. You know what I'm
That's right.
saying? And I know his struggle and his come up. His stepbrother was from New Orleans. He had people in New Orleans, and he used to always tell me about Nip, 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 Nip. You know what I'm saying? Neighborhood Nip, Nip, Nip.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm listening to him, getting into him. And he finally got to the point of having a respect and put out that album of a lifetime. And he can't even
Yep.
be here to enjoy it because of what? He was still in his hood and he was in
Mm.
somebody that bought his music, love his music, took his life. Another
Mm.
black man, another black man. Catch that part. A black
That's
man
the
that
part.
listened to your music took this man. Took each one of them. Each one of them. You
Mm.
feel what I'm saying? So
That's right.
so when we lose one of them, I take it very hard, man. I take
That's
it very
real.
hard. It fucks with me.
So where exactly was you at when Soulja Slim got killed?
I
When
was
you heard he
I
passed
was
away, where was you
I was in Dallas, and I was supposed to come down that weekend because Bayou Classic in New Orleans is big time, you know, Thanksgiving time. And KL called me, and KL is the quietest dude you ever want to meet. You
at?
know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And he called me excited in his voice. Like, I'm like, what's going on? He said, man, they done killed Slim. I'm over here now. I'm like, wait. Like, man, they done killed Slim. And to watch this young man grow up
Mm.
the way he grew up, you know, beating drug abuse, beating, being shot at an early age, shot up, going to jail, coming home with a purpose, you know, becoming a good businessman, becoming a good father, always was a good son and a good brother. And
Mm.
that happened to him. And again, people will say, well, man, he lived that life. He was gangster and this and that. I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? No black man shouldn't die by the hands of another black man. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm.
mean, and when knowing that somebody knowing what all he went through and what he was doing, you know, and the transition he was making into a businessman, a label owner, you know, got his own deal and putting
Mm.
his people on, you know, and to that to happen in front of his mother house, that hit me
Mm.
deep. You know, that really did something to me, you know, and I refuse, like any other rap artist that people consider gangster or whatever and thugging. I refuse to say, man, well, you know the life they live, man, fuck that.
That's
It
right.
still shouldn't happen like that. You know what I'm saying?
I
These
agree.
dudes are messengers. You know what I'm saying? They sometimes rappers do for young men and young women, you know, on the good stance, the positive part, they do for them that their own family couldn't do for them. They give them a lane of life and wanting to do something and wanting to go here, wanting to go there, wanting to create, wanting to be somebody. You know, and you taking people to like the Nips, the Soulja Slims and all that stuff like that, man, that only these dudes that feel like it's nothing left for me out here, those type that's heartless, they follow them. They listen. They could have been the
Mm.
ones. You look at Pac. Pac had a nation of millions behind him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they didn't want him here because he could have been.
That's,
He was the one that was gonna be able to bring every gang together. You know how much
mm-hmm.
fear that is, bro. To have four,
Yeah.
500,000 gang members all in one accord and no longer killing each other. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm.
mean, and all these rappers, man, these little dudes, they have millions of fans. You know how much power that is, and then another black man take them when they could have been that beacon of light to bring the black community up.
That's right.
You know,
You
so
definitely correct.
it's hurtful, man. You know,
Hmm. And I mean, I think that especially Soulja, like you say, it was a point in time he was in a transition, in his
yeah,
career and mentally as well.
oh
Because
yeah,
I listen, man, I will tell you something. Like Soulja Slim is one of my favorite artists, and I'm from the south side of Chicago.
one of my favorite are those South Side, huh?
Yeah, I'm from the south side of
Hmm.
Chicago. I came down there to New Orleans, and it was some females that picked me up from the airport, and
Yeah,
they put Soulja Slim in What's Beef. No, if it's beef,
yeah,
and from that point on, I always listen to Soulja. I remember I'm talking about he had an effect on me that I remember it was a spot because I stayed on the West Bank out there in Harvey, and there
okay.
was a spot called Slug for Thugs, and me just listening to Soulja just made me want to go, you know what I'm saying, go get some slug, go get some G Nights. You know, I'm from the south side of Chicago. I'm rocking bandanas, soldier fatigue bandanas. You feel me?
You rocking
Just
it.
from
You
soldier.
had
And
banging to the left or right.
you feel me?
You know I know,
So
right? You know I know.
yeah, definitely. So you
Definitely.
know, it was like when I heard that soldier mentality and the way he broke that down, and he was talking about, you know, how a white man could kill a black man and nothing, nobody care about it, but a black man kill a black man, you know what I'm saying? Or a white, you know,
I
he put
mean
it the way he put it,
I
the
mean,
way he put
yeah.
it. What you gonna say?
Let me tell you something, and that's real that you saw that, and heard that, because we talk about it all the time. George Zimmerman walking around, he walking around
Mm-hmm.
free, selling a gun. He did what he did to Trayvon, and yet we got a lot of dudes that if it's a black man, oh, I'm gonna knock your head off, and you don't know him,
Mm.
so you don't know George Zimmerman, so and I mean, and I really feel like. You know what I'm saying? That people like Pac and Slim talked about that. You know what I'm saying? Where, like you said, if a white man kills, you know what I'm saying? Nobody do nothing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody care. But if
That's
another
right.
black man kill him, oh, we going to ride and go get his partners, go get his
Mm-hmm.
family, try to get him, we going to ride.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we going to learn to ride for each other?
That's right.
You know
And
what
that's
I'm
the whole
saying?
point of everything. That's right. And it becomes, I was just having a discussion about this yesterday with some brothers, and I was explaining to them that at the end of the day, you know, it's a supply and demand for some of this music out here, that people listening to. But at the end of the day, us who have a conscious mind and have our third eye open, we should, do our best to direct brothers to listen to something better that's going to help them elevate themselves, you know what I'm saying, and take them in a better direction at
Yeah.
the end of the day.
And
You
it's
know what I'm
and
saying?
it's and it's possible. When people say, "Oh
Yeah.
man, you can't," I ain't trying to listen to that. I watch when COVID and everything was going on and Black Lives Matter and stuff like that. And Lil Baby, who I like, man, as an artist, man. I
Mm-hmm.
listen to this little dude so much. He's one of the young ones I listen to. Him and Dub Baby. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I like this stuff, man. It's a few of them, man. We go down the list some other time, but
Mm-hmm. I can't hear you.
back. I'm sorry, somebody
Okay.
was trying to call. And
Are you
so,
good, bro?
yeah, and so he did that song, man, and I noticed, man, a lot of young people, a lot of little hood young dudes, they start protesting,
Mm-hmm.
they start standing strong. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you could tell if guys like that or young guys like that, I always wish that, yeah, man, do your album. Do it the way you want to do it, man. Talk your shit. Do what you do. But give
Mm-hmm.
me that one song, man. Tell
That's right.
tell the little young dudes, like, man, go, take that, like we used to preach it. Take that dirty money and clean it up, man. Go own your business, man. Go do
Mm-hmm.
something for the single mothers in your community. You grew up with a single mother with nobody there for you. Unfortunately, a lot of young dudes that really be thugging out there, and you making that money. You know what? Stop hurting your community, man. Build your community because you ready to die for it. And that's one thing I kind of grew and learned, where it was like, dudes were really to die for this corner in this street, you know, and your mama don't own a house on that block. You're not even allowed
Mm-hmm.
to really stand on it if they don't want you to stand on it. It's not your lane.
Mm-hmm.
You feel
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? And I'm like, you know what? Take that money, stop hurting, doing what you're doing. I mean, let me tell you, I'm not going to, because I did my hustling, I made my mistakes, being sleep, but I
Right.
look back, and that's why I don't condemn young dudes. I'll try to tell them, like, little bro, get you some property. You love this block, get this block. Everybody say, well, buy the block, start doing it. Bring your
Mm-hmm.
community up, man. Take care of these single mothers. Don't let these little bitty kids grow up like you grew up, and
Mm-hmm.
it would take a rapper that has their ear to have that one song. You know what I'm saying? To push forward and tell them, you know, in that song, like, man, go get it. Go take care of your community, take care of your people. If you know, and I was saying, man, if you scream that block, man, show you love that block. Take care of that block. You know, and you know, these young dudes, they got heart, man. They still strong, man. When Black Lives Matter and a lot of things, they was out there. You know, everybody talk about how messed up these little dudes are mentally and everywhere, but those were the ones out there being soldiers. You know, and I commend them for it. And that shows me that at one point in time, they not lost. If they was able to say, man, I'm going out there, I'm tired of this. And they went out there. You know what I'm saying? And they went out there in big numbers, which made them have to say, let's figure out how to get them happy and stop, because, you know, the gangbangers and the thugs and all this, they not thugging, they marching. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
So, you know, I just wish some of these young dudes, you know, give that song, give that order. You know, you the one standing, you that colonel now. When you a young rapper and you got 1 million people, fuck with your music. A
That's
million
right.
young dudes, million little gangster dudes, however you want to call it, gangster, thug, soldier, whatever. You the colonel now. You run shit. You Master P now. Control your army, man. Build your army, man. Send them in the right way. You know, and I wish for that. You know, I love all the little young dudes, but I do wish, you know, what Lil Baby did with that song he did. You know, I wish one or two of them, you know, do that. You know,
Yeah.
before they power be taken from them, because you go up in the rap game, you gonna come down, no matter what.
Mm. How did you accept the come down? How did that affect you?
It didn't. Let me tell you something. And I always tell people this. You know, we had the notion that when Cash Money came, oh man, that no, we still was selling 30, 40 million albums. You know, I never looked at the come down as, okay, I ain't got it no more or whatever. You know, I chose to walk away. I chose to just, you know, live life. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us did the same. We just, you know, it wasn't like, okay, I'm putting out music and it ain't doing nothing. Not near person that was on, you know, No Limit. I mean, we had so many tragedies, from losing Big Ed to cancer, which I still haven't got over. You know, I'm still, you know, Magic and his beautiful wife Chastity. You know, we lost to Vesta, who was in our office. You know, we had Mac and C Murder, man, which hurts
Locked
deeply.
up.
You know, locked up. You know, of course, lost Slim. You know, I mean, we have lost, you know, guys out of Sons of Funk. You know, I mean, we've lost so many, man. We have so many that have done jail time, the skullduggeries and all that, man. Good dudes, man. You know, so we didn't fall. We never fell. We never went down. We just got away from it. And for me, how I handled it, I think it was easy for me to say, okay, I'm not out there and my name not popping out there, like talking about it, because I never liked the fame anyway. You know, so it
Yeah.
was easy for me. I do like my respect. You know what I'm saying? If I'm somewhere, you know, and, you know, it's other artists there, you know, I live by a code the way we grew up music wise. You know, we're in the same room. You ain't got to fear me and you ain't got to hate me. You don't know me like talking about it. You know my rap name. Speak.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We could talk for a second and go about our business, show our mutual respect, because we all in the same fraternity. Now, you know, if I don't get that sometime, you know, I don't act up. You know what I'm saying? I just, you know, I just go about my business and I know what type of person that is. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
But you know, the slowing down of it, you know what I'm saying, it was okay for me, you know. And for me also, you know, I dealt with financial things, you know what I'm saying, not learning, not being educated on taxes, and we dealt with embezzlement from a tax company, you know what I'm saying, and things that we went through, you know what I mean. And so, but the one thing that Pete taught me was how to always get back up and keep pushing and keep getting there and doing what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, and I love what's going on for me right now, you know, to still be here after all this time and being able to be on your show. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
And, it's, you know, so, you know, I took the slowing down of it, you know, as a learning stage and a learning time, because things change. I come from cassettes and CDs. You
That's
know,
right.
now we digital now. You know, it's live streaming and and analytics and metadata and all this other stuff.
Yeah, all that.
My dude Down Pat, man, one of the best artists ever out of Orlando, man, teaches me about that, man.
Okay.
He talks about that. I'd be like, man, stop talking that Chinese to me. Like, no, sir, you got to learn this. So I'm
Mm,
enjoying learning what it is. I didn't even know. I look up on Spotify at the end of the year, everybody doing this wrap up thing, right? I look
yeah.
up and I'm like, I'm so used to where it's like, the million thing, right? And I'm like, damn, I got almost 800,000 streams. I'm like, oh, okay. Everybody like, man, you got 30,000 listens a month. That's a lot. I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So my
Mm-hmm.
guys like the Down Pats and my dude T Vix, man, that he on here somewhere. Them awesome artists, man. One out of Columbus, one out of Orlando. Man, they start
Okay.
teaching me about all of this, and now I love it, dog. It's like I'm invigorated. Where I'm doing what Pete taught me. I'm gonna find the weakness, and I'm finding it, and then I'm
Mm,
going to get there and exploit it, and take these young artists and mold some of these artists to be that awesome artist and that awesome businessman. My guy Mark Selfie on here, who's about to have one of the best albums out, man. Young dude, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all these guys, they understand this new day and age, but what we did still rules on how to promote and
how to
market an
do it.
album. So
That's right.
it's an exciting time for me, to
For
learn
real.
and watch, man. And I admire these young dudes, how they able to create their brands for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm,
have a nephew. Today his birthday. He got his oddly original clothing line, man, and he started it at 16. I mean,
okay. What's up?
his brother started the the name oddly original, and his brother
Mm,
owned one of the best wing spots, Jaden Wings in New Orleans, man. And
that was
remind me of Harold's, man, with that sauce, man. That's
okay.
what it
Here,
remind me
see.
of. And
Okay.
and I watch him play with this internet, man, like, and market his clothes and do the things to get. And I'm like, yeah, I gotta get, if I get this many views, then I get this percentage to buy my stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm spending this much over here, and I'm like, like, how you do that? How you and it's beautiful to watch, man. It's beautiful to watch young black men exploit the analytics, the numbers game, when they don't think we're intelligent. You understand what I'm saying? So it's so
Mm,
beautiful to watch.
definitely.
Even young men like you can tell me, like, we going on this time and I'm gonna promote this time, you know what I'm saying, and get these views and this and
Mm,
that. And then I look up a week or two from now and we got what, 40, 60, 70,000 views on YouTube off this interview, off your stuff.
mm,
And you like, you told me what you was gonna do. And it's exciting to
that's
learn
right.
this shit and to watch this, man, with these young dudes, man, with all of y'all.
Mm. You brought up something that, and this question I was gonna bring it up, but since you spoke on Chicago, I mean, I brought it up a little earlier, and I heard you say something about it, hash to the left or the right, but I didn't want to tell you a story. No, I want to tell you. Look, the first time I ever this is what I'm saying. This interview mean a lot to me
hmm
because when I was a little shorty, man, me and my guys were walking down the block, and I'm from
Yeah.
103rd Street on the south side
The
of
wild
Chicago.
100s. Yeah.
That's right. I'm from the Wild Hunters, bro. And when I walked down the street with my guys, man, it was a church was having like a swap meet. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
And they had a whole bunch of stuff out there. So man, I had like $2 on me. You know, I was a little kid, man, and I'm like trying to buy something. We all looking through the stuff, and I seen your CD.
hmm
Okay, when I got your CD, my man said, he said, we walking back to my house. He said, Serv-On, he said, Serv-On got some type of affiliation with Chicago.
Yeah.
And I say, no, man, I ain't never, he from New Orleans somewhere, dude, ain't got nothing to do with us. But he swore up
Yeah.
and down. So can you go ahead, since I have you here, this is my first time actually chopping it up with you.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and break
Okay.
down what type of affiliation or connection you got to Chicago, bro?
I'll do this. Like my song Head and Shoulders. Real gangsters
Mm.
don't dance. Real gangsters don't dance. They groove. And
Mm.
fuck a dead man. I pack my Bible like
Come
I'm
and
a
get
dead
the
man.
rest of me. Whoa. Hey, yo. I think we need like one more song. I know we got 16, but I think we need.
Seriously, I've been here. I'm missing home, bro. I got stuff on my mind. Where I just need to go breathe for a second. That's it, bro. That's all I'm saying. No, you don't. You don't have it, bro. Let me tell you something, youngster. Dog, see, when you get so many years in this.
Oh, now I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy.
I'm not saying you the bad guy. All I'm saying is if I give you one more, you gonna want another one. I'm not saying, bro.
One more club song, bro.
My mind ain't on no club stuff right now. I'm seriously. I need a break, bro.
You see this guy? Dude?
See, I'm telling you, you don't let nobody work you to death. You know what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? Because him, he'll work. He'll take everything.
You hear him? You say he a wild dude.
Whatever, man. I'll be back.
All right.
I'll be back. Bro, I'll be back, bro. I'll be back. I'll be back, man. Yeah, Red. It's a go. Come get me. Let's do it. Let's do it.
What up, kid? Melody Maker.
I got a trip chick.
What up, Mel?
I got a trip chick.
Red Diamond Entertainment.
I got a
Hot
trip
City.
chick. I got a trip
Money
chick.
making Eric.
I got a trip
I need that
chick.
drip chick,
I got
yeah.
a trip chick. She on a drip chick. I got a trip chick. She on a drip chick.
Come on.
I got a trip chick. She on a drip
It's one of them
chick.
kids.
That's why I let you bitches know before you talk shit. I got a drip chick. She on a drip shit. I got a drip chick. She on a drip shit. I got a drip chick. She on a drip shit. That's why I let you bitches know before you talk shit. I got a drip chick. She on a drip shit. I got a drip chick. She on a drip shit. I got a drip chick. She on a drip shit. That's why I let you bitches know before you talk shit.
You bros getting nosy, always on my timeline, trying to catch my waveline, trying to see my drip chick, wondering how she rides stick, trying to see my love lit. Chick, you had the bag first, now you want some hot thirst. Asking is a purse real, chick, you need to really chill. Looking at a bait post, acting like you won't smoke. All up in her DMs, acting like my BM. Babe, you need to chill.
I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. That's why I let you bitches know before you talk shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. That's why I let you bitches know before you talk shit.
Why y'all acting lame? Trying to play them games, searching for a name. Girl, you know my fame. Trying to see her hair, trying to see her call. I keep her heart up in that ball, she a superstar. Why y'all acting silly? Hating on a trip, saying y'all know her ex. Y'all acting real stressed, asking who's better, asking who's wetter. Y'all acting like y'all wish I would've met her. She keep her nails did, she keep that nookie clean, and her toes pretty, and that's her real titties. Don't you see it when you're lurking on her page? Whoa, don't make me telegram you capping on a drip flow.
I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. That's why I let you bitches know before you talk shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. I got a drip chick, she on a drip shit. That's why I let you bitches know before you talk shit.
Yeah, kid. We got one, baby. I see y'all lurking on her page. I see some of y'all lames all in the DM. Say, mama, you had me, but you lost me. All my drip chicks out there, worldwide, from the hood to the suburbs, no matter what skin color you are, trip out, baby.
Super producer kid, the melody makers.